Hi guys, welcome back to Devastrology. Um, Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I see the first question has also come in, and I'm assuming the people will start chiming in. Let me go ahead and prepare the chart for the first question. So that is from Krishna. 23rd. It's turning out pretty cold out here, um, and I hope wherever you guys are, you are all tucked in and watching this. I slowly see people percolating in. Hi, Avani. Thank you for joining in and thank you for putting your trust and faith in Dave Astrology. I really appreciate you being a part of the channel. I've started with the first question itself. Hello, Anju. Good to see you. Um, I've put in the first question of Krishna. Um, Currently searching for a job. When will I get it? How will my career be? And any time periods to be concerned of. Curious to know favorable and favorable periods wealth wise. Got it. And 2000, just verifying. 2000. All right, perfect. So you're a Scorpio ascendant, or the whosoever's chart you've given is that of a Scorpio ascendant, Venus in 12th and own sign. Awesome. Saturn retrograde in the 7th with Jupiter. Um, Mars is in the 10th. Moon is in its own sign. Wow. Ketu and Rahu are in 2nd and 8th axis. Got it. Let's look at your dasha. So first of all, from your career perspective, things look very, very bright, my friend Krishna. I think you've shared somebody else's chart, but this chart looks very bright for the person who's this thing you've shared because, again, Mercury exalted in 11th with Sun being the Lord of 10th going into 11th, a good sign in terms of healthy gains from career perspective. Venus in its own sign in 12th, it never gets the dosha of being in the 12th house, so that's a good placement as well. And you know, while Moon is the Badhaka, it is a strong Badhaka as well, but it is also the Lord of your ninth, so he's going to be helping you there. Um, I have just slight bit of worry with this Saturn in retrogression in the seventh house. Uh, but Jupiter being the Lord of second and fifth, sitting in seventh, also tells me very strong possibility of romance brewing and turning it out into marriage. So pretty interesting there as well. Now, uh, primarily, from a good nearby period, you are going through Mercury Mahadasha. Um, and yes, Mercury and Saturn Mahadasha videos are the pending ones. What I observe is that uh, from the second half of 2025, Krishna Murthy, this particular chart will have good excel for the next at least 1 year. Okay, very very good period coming with respect to gains and with respect to career movement, career switch from April, post April of 2025 itself. And you might be doing decently well, or this chart person might be doing decently well at this point in time as well, but I think there are certain obstacles that are still coming in, and things are happening, but they're happening after delay. Some things are getting hit badly, unexpectedly, and that is because of the badhaka, which is Moon, that's antardasha, which is not supporting you that much. Okay, but once it moves into Mars, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful period, number one. Number two, I think if you don't have a job and if you're looking out for a job, that will also be a period where you'll be able to crack the right job opportunities coming in your way. You will be able to succeed in any kind of competitive examinations as well if you're planning to, prepare for it or go for that. Um, I think it's just the Moon Antardasha you want to be a little careful about. And then, it may not be a bad idea if um, actually, even in Rahu, it will percolate. Okay, Rahu's Antardasha, it will percolate into a positive period because the dispositor of Rahu Mercury is exalted. So I see positive signs coming in there at least till 2028. I don't want to push further and jump into the next dashas because it is too preliminary for us to discuss. But I think positivity on those sides. In terms of gaining wealth, all the way till 2031, excellent period for you to expand in your career, and expand your business. Even if you are looking forward to do your business, any import export sort of business will be very, very good for you. Okay. So I just wanted to let you know, very positive period coming in, Krishna. 2025 reading, you will be surprised. I think you would love to know that reading as well. I will be hopefully coming out with it in the next couple of days. I might release it in singular orders like Aries and Pisces and all of them separately, not as one video. So you'd love to check that out. Okay. All right. Avni's question. Please. 27, 1975. Avni, you've not provided your time of birth, my friend. I need, I I need in a see how Krishna put his question. I'll appreciate if you could. Uh, no, no, you putting Nairobi. I need the time of birth. 7:15 a.m. Okay. Hold on. Next time, please try and capture everything in one go. Okay. 27, 8, 1975, 7:15 a.m. No, nothing to be sorry about. It just makes life simple for us to capture information at one play, and we don't have too many inputs coming in. You don't have to be sorry about anything. Um, my question is: will I succeed in two competency-based examinations conducted by my work in mid 20 December 24 and mid Feb 25? All right. So, Sun, you are a Leo ascendant. Sun is in the Lagna. Venus is retrograde and combusted. Mercury exalted. Rahu's in fourth. Ketu with Mars in 10th. Interesting. Moon with Jupiter retrograde in ninth. Okay. And Saturn is in Cancer sign in the 12th house. Okay. Got it. Sorry about that. So, yes, you are right. You are in Rahu Mahadasha. And within Rahu, you are in Rahu Jupiter. And Jupiter is retrograded for you. It has a lot of cheshta bal in it, and that is why I think the question related to fifth house is coming in here. Uh, See, you've said mid of December, and that is where I'll have to just validate when is that coming. So around 6th to 24th December, I'm assuming you might be having your Sylvia Nagy, request you to kindly pull back this donation. Uh, you have to be a channel member to ask questions. You can become a member and then spend that. That is the approach. Smaller contributions are not appreciated on this one, please. I've opened it for people to watch it so that they get a feel as to how the predictions are being done and whether they are getting any positive help or not. Okay. All right. So coming back to you, Avni. Um, excuse me. The period that you're running through that phase is Rahu, Jupiter, um, Mercury, and Rahu. Okay, and It's very hard at times when. So let's just put it this way: you will have to put in a lot of effort for your December examination. Okay, lot of effort is needed from your end um, for your December examination because your Jupiter is providing you the right support. Okay, however, Saturn is in a tough placement, and you have to see your sixth house. Saturn is aspecting his own house, um, and I see better possibility. I'm not sure if both are to be cracked. If this exam was in January, I see much stronger possibility of you succeeding. Okay, um, so the 5th to 25th of December is a period where good part is Rahu is aspecting 10th house. It's just that it is not giving any support from a sixth house perspective. Let me see from a moon chart as well. Sixth is Mercury. Okay, that is good. Good. That is good. From moon chart, you are finding much more support. So from moon perspective, you are getting much more support when compared to your Lagna chart. What does it mean? It means that mentally you will have to believe and be strong enough to make sure that you crack it. It kind of iterates to the point that you'll have to put a lot more into your preparation. Okay, but December requires more prep work. Whilst in Feb, yeah, in Feb, I think the best days for you will be 11th and 12th. Actually, 11th to 17th of Feb, or actually, I'll take my words back. 11th to 20th of Feb are looking pretty decent for you. Okay, 11th to 20th of Feb are looking very decent for you. Um, but for December, I think you'll have to put in a lot more effort, and things might pan out. Your moon chart is giving that possibility. Your D1 is unfortunately. I don't like to say anything negative about the competitive examinations, career, and all that stuff. So what I will say is that I want positive to happen. Okay, that's why I don't speak negative, because you never know when Saraswati is on my tongue. So you will have to put a lot of effort, extraordinary effort, to crack it, and hopefully you will be able to do it. Mentally, you will have the strength to go ahead and accomplish it. Okay, Avani, I hope that I answered your question. We will pick up the next one now. Um, and that is of Anju. Hi Anju, good to see you after a while. So, third December 1989. Okay. At 7:15 Maligaon. December 3rd, 1989. 7:15 Maligaon. Yes. All right. So this is now Scorpio ascendant, Sun in the Lagna. Now Mercury is getting combust. Mars is in the 12th. Got it. I would like to know this year for me will be in terms of career, relationships, health, wealth, and immigration. Are there any major events I should be cautious about? All right, Anju. So I think I'm assuming you are talking about 2025. That's what you mean here. While a general reading I will be doing, but smart move to get some clarity about the next year for yourself. Okay, Ketu's in your ninth, Jupiter retrograde in your eighth, Moon, Venus, and Rahu is in your third, and Saturn in Sagittarius in your second. Okay. Now let's quickly look into the periods as well, and we'll have a very quick analysis of the Okay, so you've started with Jupiter Mahadasha undergoing Jupiter Antardasha itself, and within that, you will be. See, one trick I would want you to also use is, guys, whilst you are checking out your own charts, whenever you and I was revisiting BPHS, okay, over the weekend because we had long weekend here in US. So I was just rereading through some of the pages, and you might want to see the Mahadasha Lord as the first house and then start examining, that if the Antardasha is going in trine or it is going in square in Kendra with respect to the Mahadasha Lord. Like in this case, for this person, Anju, she's just started with Jupiter as the Mahadasha. So, one way to analyze, other than the normal D1 analysis, would be to look at from making Jupiter or the eighth house as the first house. Okay, that also gives a lot of clarity because now she will have Jupiter, Saturn. So I'm teaching you guys as well as to how to decipher that. But predominantly, you see, the Antardasha is that of Jupiter only for you. And within that, uh, you have the periods of Saturn, then Mercury, and then Ketu, and then finally Venus coming in. Okay. For the last month, you will have Sun as well. So let's see. Saturn is in your second. It is going to be giving you a wish, aspect to your 11th house, to your fourth house, and to your eighth house. So you have to be cognizant. This is a period where you will be adding some growth, money, etc. Mercury is combust sitting for you. It is the lord of your eighth and your 11th, okay, and in your lagna. So you have a lot of desires, but they get delayed, and some fulfillment is not happening on time. So that's the challenge there. Ketu, so some movement will happen during that time. Okay, so that is a interesting thing for you for your success. Now, I think in your case, the pratyantar of Saturn, meaning time of Jan and Feb, will be decent. Decent as in good with respect to you doing savings and stuff and spending time with family and all. Period until June will be where you will get some of your accomplishments in place. Some success will keep coming in for you until June. Okay, then June and till mid of July is going to be a little bit tricky. You might have to seek some spiritual this thing as well, and it could also be a period where you get a travel opportunity. Okay, or at least a discussion around will definitely start because you are interested in terms of moving abroad, if I read your question correctly, and immigration, correct. So that will give you the window. If not that, see, and that's why I told you that spiel about looking at your chart from making Jupiter as the lagna. Okay, so if not that, you see your 12th lord is Venus. Okay, and your seventh lord is also Venus, of course, for a Scorpio ascendant. But your Jupiter is placed retrograded in the 12th, in the eighth house, means the seventh house becomes 12th to it. So if Jupiter is the lagna, okay, the 12th house attributes are also going to Venus. You get that? And that is why with Jupiter Venus dasha coming in, you will have a decent possibility of going abroad. This Jupiter is in third house as well. So maybe it might require some certain short trip as well. I would not be surprised. But you'll have to keep putting in effort right from June onwards to make that happen. Keep that push. There's a possibility that Ketu could also give that movement. I have repeated that multiple times. Okay, but be rest assured, in that direction, I think you are going to find some success. And from a transit perspective, Saturn will be coming into your fifth house. Jupiter itself will move into your eighth house. It is going to come on top of your natal Jupiter, the transit Jupiter, I mean. Okay, and Rahu and Ketu will come in your 4 and 10 axis in transit. So that can be a little bit tricky. You'll have to understand how that pans out for you. But I think majorly for Scorpios, 2025 is going to be a very, very good period. Okay. And any other thing. Now, relationship, wealth, health. Yeah, I will be doing a Scorpio reading. But I think my main thing was to address your savings and your travel abroad question. I hope that answers your curiosity. With that, we will move on to the next question of Natal Kumar. Hi, Kanishka. Good to see you, man. It's good to see you after a while. Weight loss going good. I'm struggling a bit with the concentration for studies due to a complicated subject, which takes time. Need some help. Okay. Uh, all right. So, Kanishka. Hold on. Kanishka's is 30th October. I'm assuming 9:57 is in the morning itself. Okay. Yeah, Jupiter was debilitated in your second house. Now recollect. All right. Um, so the question is, oh, you are saying PM? Yeah, you should be very specific about it, man. 9:57. You did not write PM or AM. Okay. So it'll be 21. 21. Guys, just keep it standard 24-hour format. It makes the life simpler for us. Um, Jupiter debilitated in the eighth house and aspecting exalted in the second. Correct. All right. It's economo economo econometrics, data analysis, and ML for finance. ML for finance. Got it. I wanted some advice on this. Okay. So your fifth house has Mercury combust, Moon combust, and Sun. Where is your Venus? It is in the sign of Jupiter. Now, let us do one more interesting measure, okay? And I've not done it in live, it's a snapshot, but I'll still give it a shot. So, fifth lord is Venus. Venus is sitting in Navamsa in the sign of um, Aries. So, it is sitting in that Navamsa, means the lord is Mars, and Mars is sitting in its own sign, Scorpio, okay? So you have to focus towards technical side of the education, and you are going for data analysis, ML finance. Not a bad idea. Okay, you are bringing technology into this, but my okay. So here is where you will struggle. Okay, ML for finance will have two pieces. It will have the machine learning bit, and then it will have the financial aspects of things in life. Your Jupiter is debilitated and Mercury is combust, being the lord of your Lagna and fourth. You will always struggle with finance related subject. You will do well when it comes to technical analysis. Okay, data analysis. You will be able to still manage it. But again, econometrics. I don't know how to pronounce it, man. But econometrics is something I'm assuming which combines um, managing economics or something related to economy and stuff with data analysis on that front as well. That is my assumption with the name coming in out here. See, uh, the point is that your Mars is giving a lot of positivity to you. Okay, even Rahu's presence in the third is good from all that perspective. So doing any kind of data crunching, data analysis, AI related product build and stuff, or leveraging product build is too difficult and ask for individuals to do in today's world with so much of investment coming in from the big tech. But leveraging a llama or an anthropic claude or open AI chat gpt or you name it, Copilot from Microsoft, leveraging any of those tools across a domain is something you will do pretty decently well. Okay. But what you will struggle is understanding the domain of finance, of economics, of uh, money management and stuff, because You are not getting any support from that Jupiter. You're not getting any, and Jupiter is the lord of your ninth, sorry, seventh and 10th. Okay, it is going into eighth into debilitation. Good part is the exchange with Saturn. But Mercury's combustion there, Moon's combustion to make matters worse in fifth, and Sun himself in debilitation is not at all adding any value. So my suggestion will be, I don't know if you've pursued your education in this direction itself, that is okay, but try and tilt towards the technical side of it, towards the analytic side of it, towards the tech side of it. uh, because what then gives you the possibility is that you could leverage. You did your education in finance, maybe because of that Mercury and Jupiter's inclination, because that. Hmm. And I think we discussed that you barely graduated. You see, so I think we had discussed about this thing long time back. And your Navamsa's indication, because Venus being the lord of fifth in Navamsa is going in Aries Navams, and Mars is in Pisces Rashi. It's semi-technical in nature actually, and in Lagna it is in Scorpio, completely technical. Okay, Scorpio people have that bent of mind, or the sign actually has that bent of mind. And that job is also coming in that direction itself. So double down on your effort to learn the analysis, how you are going to, let's say, use a Python or an R or any kind of analytics tool to crunch and utilize that information. And then you see, you can play that on the financial industry, you can play on the health industry, in health tech space, you can do tons of shit in, sorry, in other domains as well. Okay, I hope that gives you some understanding, Kanishka. You must try that, because that is going to give you better leverage. All right. And you will struggle as long as you keep in the financial industry, you will struggle, my friend. So come out of it. Yeah, SPSS, I hated that tool. uh, I don't want to get into such details for others, but um, yes, using any kind of, see, again, debt securities is also in the financial world itself. Maybe you have studied in that space, that's why your mind is figure out a way, if you can, maybe start in this space but jump into other domains. And I hope you understand domains versus skills versus whatever. So I'll move on to the next question now. The next question is from Rishab. And Rishab's details are June 1996. 96. 1220. Thane. 1220. Thane. Maharashtra. All right. Wanted to know about any health issues in short term and long term, like a major underlying disease associated with my chart, which can cause problems in future. Okay. So you are a Leo ascendant. Rahu is in your second, Ketu with Saturn in your eighth. Okay. Saturn is the lord of your sixth house, going to eighth in the sign of Pisces. And Jupiter is retrograded, sitting in the fifth house. Okay. So Saturn Ketu conjunction forms something as, and I don't like go into the names of the yoga. They call it the Shapit yoga and stuff. But let's see who is giving support to this Saturn, because Saturn with Ketu is not a great situation to be in. Okay, it definitely indicates certain problems. And let us quickly look into your dasha, because your concern is, okay. So I understand why your concern is. You have already started the Antardasha of Saturn, my friend. Okay. See, partial aspect of Jupiter is there because of the retrogression movement. Okay, it's retrograded in your fifth house, so partial control is there on that Ketu and Saturn. But let's look at the degrees as well very quickly. Jupiter कितना है? 21 degrees. Saturn is 12. Ketu is 19. Hmm. So Yeah, it is. It's not getting any proper support other than the Viparit Raj Yoga. See, I and challenge is Saturn is your mark as well. Okay, going into eighth, and so is Mercury. Hmm. कोई और supporting there are Rahu is aspecting. Nobody is supporting. Okay. So Rahu's aspect is not bad here. Okay. Rahu's aspect is not bad to this. Why? Because um, Rahu's aspect is not bad because it will help you overcome. Okay. Vipreet Rajoga is also saying that you will have problems, but you will come out of it. But throughout the Antardasha of Saturn, you have to be super careful. Okay, Rishab. You've just started the Saturn Antardasha in 2024. The Pratyantar is also that of Saturn itself. It could be related to the eighth house parts of your body. Okay, it could be basically the lower half of your body is what you'll have to be super careful about: your legs, feet, ankles, knees, all the joints that we can think of. Yeah, and the lower abdomen piece. Okay, so you have to be watchful on that front, especially every time you have Saturn and Antardasha coming in. You have to be super careful. Okay, and 2025, the reason I'm asking you to be more careful is that you have three tricky periods back to back. First Pratyantar is that of Saturn, which is going on till Feb. Then till June you have Pratyantar of Mercury, and then till August you have Pratyantar of Ketu within Saturn itself. Okay, and you see, Mercury is also your second lord. Ketu is sitting in conjunction in your eighth house. So this is where I would want you to be careful throughout. Okay, especially whilst driving or even at home, boss. While coming, climbing, coming downstairs and stuff. I had a reading of someone, and that's why I don't want to. I don't like to say few things because I feel if that can be avoided, it should not be coming in from my tongue. It should not be true. Positive things should be true. So Rishabh, all I will say is just be watchful. Okay, from a health perspective, just be watchful. It's not that everything is gloomy doomy, because there could be positives in 2025 as well coming in, but specifically to your chart, be watchful. And in your career, one additional advice, Rishabh, in your career, do not get too because you have so many planets in your 10th house. Two of them are combust, and then you have this conjunction of Ketu and Saturn, which is the natural karaka of career. Don't get too obsessed that I have to achieve this, achieve that. Just focus on your karma. Don't focus on the outcome. In your case, Rishab, you will achieve greater success, mark my words today. And every time you have this expectation that boss ye nahi ho raha, wo nahi ho raha, you will feel disheartened. So just plan around that, Rishab. All right. um Sylvia, I had, guys, let me just, this person, I don't want to, last time also somebody uh, paid this. I'll just quickly take this question. 2023. 9:26 a.m. Vienna. All right, so I'll very quickly answer this question as well. Exam and love. You have to be very, very careful in marriage, Sylvia. You have Saturn retrograded in your seventh house, and you have to be careful in love as well. Okay, you have to be very careful. If you have any particular examinations coming in 2025, you should be able to crack it. Okay. Yeah, especially in the first quarter of 2025. Where is sun? Yeah, even in the first 4 months you will be able to crack it. Okay, Sylvia, you'll be able to crack your exams. But when it comes to love, all I will say is you have to understand that Venus is sitting with Ketu, um, um, and that's a tricky situation. And then Saturn, being the lord of sixth and seventh, sitting in seventh retrograded. Very, very tricky situation. Okay. And boss, you need some remedy before you get married. Okay, so just keep that in mind, Sylvia. Um, but apart from that, I think you are also very driven for gains. I can see that. But I hope that answers your question. I did not want to leave you disappointed. It's okay if you still want to withdraw. Please withdraw that contribution. I don't want to take this thing. Okay, Aditya. This is for my members, and I want to focus on my members. All right, Aditya, 12th Feb. एक second यार, let me make it a new one. 12th Feb 1997. 10:56 a.m. 10:56. Kadapa. All right. So it's gone cold. Oh my gosh. All right. So Aditya's question is: I'm curious about my life partner, their personality, and marriage timing from the perspective of both Diva and D9. Do you think that there's a contradiction in these charts? See, your seventh lord is Venus coming in the sign of Capricorn. You also have Saturn with Ketu in your 12th. Interesting. Moon is in your Lagna, so not a bad thing at all. And it's the lord of your fourth. Makes you an emotional person, beautiful person as well, Aditya. But you are definitely emotional. I know this now. And see, Venus and Capricorn. Sorry about this. Venus in Capricorn brings dryness in relationships. Okay, it could also bring a partner who's much more mature, um, much more traditional, old school in terms of thought process. And yes, like it could bring in more lively nature in you also post marriage, but there will be some sort of dryness in love. Okay. um, End of marriage can be seen or not. Okay, sweet days. I've mixed two questions. दोनों ने शादी की पूछा है. Okay, hold on. So Aditya's question is D1 and D9 comparison. So see, Aditya, what is happening is that your seventh lord is Venus going into 10th in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, and then I hope I have not missed anything coming in from the bottom. Yeah, and what happens is that this Venus is in a okay situation in your Navamsa. Okay, it is an okay situation. And where is your Saturn sitting? Saturn is sitting exalted. Very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Okay. Now some positive has happened. Saturn is sitting exalted, and that too in the third house. Okay. Very, very good. So, and it is the lord of your seventh as well. Okay. So, Rishabh, see, but there is marriage will be good here. Marriage will be good. That I don't see any challenges when it comes to marriage. The good part is none of the planets are combusted. Venus does not have any directional strength when it comes to the 10th house. But I have observed very closely with people having Venus in Capricorn is that you have to be a giver. There is no doubt about it. You will have to give more, and you will receive breadcrumbs. I'm taking this statement from somebody who has Venus in Capricorn, and she made this remark, and it stuck with me. That is what is going to happen with this Venus. So you have to offer more, you have to deliver more. There has to be a service mindset in love in your life. Okay, you will have to bring in that service mindset in you. um, and it's not that your partner is not lovely or anything of that sort, it's just that they might not be good at expressing Saturn like behavior, cold nature. However, in Navamsa, whilst it is going in Gemini, I think it will bring in some, so they might have some Mercurian energies as well in nature. They could be young looking with a traditional mindset. They could crack certain witty jokes. Okay, they could be like those one liners coming in from people at very specific time intervals. They would be very sharp at it. Okay, your partner could enjoy teasing you in a certain sarcastic way as well. That's a tendency that they will have. But you will have to put in more effort, my friend. You will have to put in more effort. And it is not at all bad for marriage, but it's like you might at times feel with your partner that I'm giving in 100 and she returns 40. Okay. But it's not that she returns 40, she returns 100. It's just that it'll be so cold and so like it can build in certain frustration, but it'll be a good marriage. Don't worry about it. It'll be a good marriage. And I want to elaborate more, but yeah, it'll be a good marriage. Don't worry. Next question was sweet day, right? Yeah, sweet day. Okay, so sweet day. Okay, you provided your details later. 2nd November 1969. Second, they are 2:13 a.m. So I have sweet days chart, but I'll read the question first. Hello Dev, can I chart show when our karmic interaction is over with the spouse? In other words, can the end of a marriage be clearly seen, or does it only indicate a possibility? Um, See, I'll tell you why some astrologers refrain, or specifically, I will talk about myself. Why I refrain from speaking negative things with a certain timeline, uh, or I only talk about possibilities. There is a reason. At least I believe in this, that once in a day you have Saraswati on your tongue, and my personal thought process is that if I start predicting something, even if I see it and understand it with absolute pinpointed detail, I'm in a way acting like God. Only Mahadev has the capability to change things, and I'm thinking myself as too big to being pinpointing very specific scenarios in life, and that too negative. Okay, and that's a detrimental situation, because if it is turning out true, imagine the amount of damage. Yes, it will build trust amongst the people and audience, and I don't give a damn about how many followers on YouTube and stuff. I just do this for the genuine mindset of helping people. So when you do that, you imagine the kind of damage it can do in a person's confidence, belief, and whatnot. That's the reason when I see something not happening, I try to think as to how it can be achieved positively by that person, or you could reduce the damage. So to answer your question, uh, can you find that when things can get over, can we predict negative things, and it's just a possibility or not? We can very well see it. Okay, and now it is the call of the person also at times to figure out that whether or not, now somebody had come out for their uh, divorce and separation reading to me, and I realized that she was in a physical abusive relationship. I had to tell that person that this is the window, you will crack it, and excuse me, this is how you should go about your separation and divorce. But proactively, like we saw another chart in this reading itself, I just say that be careful in this front, because I see certain yogas, but then I remain silent because I don't want to be acting like God. So I hope you understand, sweet day, where I'm coming from and what's the thought process. The idea is to be helping people. Okay, um, now, your question specifically. In other words, I am just looking if you've asked for anything else as a double click. You've not. Okay. So, first of all, my friend, you have, Ketu Rahu in the 1-7 axis. Okay. That in itself is a challenging situation to be in. And right now, you are in Sun Saturn. Saturn is debilitated and retrograded in your ninth. Where is your moon? Moon is sitting in its own sign in 12th. Moon is in 12th, Ketu in Lagna. These are challenging situations. And from your moon chart, your Mars is exalted, okay, which is the seventh lord, seventh house. And Mars is sitting exalted there. And from your moon perspective, Saturn is the seventh lord sitting retrograded in your 10th. Hmm. And from your sun chart, Saturn is definitely sitting retrograded in debilitation, and Mars is in exaltation in fourth. So I see a lot of arguments, uh, disagreements coming in marriage for sure. I see a lot of suspicion coming in marriage, um, um, disbelief, arguments, and those kind of situations. Okay, and then yeah, so see, possibility is definitely there. Okay, if I will not go in that direction, but very strong possibility, and especially coming in from your side, because your moon is clearly calling that out. And I think if I were to look at your chart more than your this thing, your moon chart is still stronger. Yeah, yeah. It also, by the way, indicates some bit of what should I say, lack of material interest, or lack of interest of conjugal bliss, of marriage in the later half of your life. Okay, in your 40s 50s you will lose interest. It's also very clear. But you are going through Sun Saturn and you are going through a tough patch. Okay, and your Mercury's combustion, the period right after it is also not great. Venus is also debilitated. It's not getting any niche bhanga. Only good part is Venus and Mercury are in exchange. That is the best thing. So I understand where you're coming from, and yes, you will have those thought processes. Sweet day, they will come in your mind. Okay, and the current phase that you are in, let's just put it this way, that the current antardasha that you are going through all the way till August of 2025, your thought process of taking some action in that direction will be very, very high during this period. um, and I think family life in general has been disturbed. Okay, so that's all I will comment at this point in time, sweet day. And if you have like any specific thought process, I will urge you to transparently share it. But to answer your question here, uh, the damage in marriage in this chart can be seen because of Saturn. Its retrogression, it is very evident from sun chart perspective. It is sitting seventh to the Surya. You have to look at three charts: D1 Lagna, moon, and then sun, considering them all of them as Lagna. Okay, from moon perspective, Mars is sitting seventh. Okay, and it is an exaltation, not at all good. I don't know if you're a male or a female, especially if you're a female, detrimental. Okay, and then again, Saturn is retrograded for moon's seventh lord being in retrogression, in debilitation, not great. Okay, and it is giving that same aspect, retrograded aspect, to the seventh house. So you might have very strong emotion of ending stuff in the Saturn Antardasha itself. Um, the reason I'm saying it is not promised because it is not coming in Lagna. Mind will go for it. Atma from Sun will go for it. But in physical reality, Rahu is sitting there, and again, seventh lord is Saturn itself. It is not giving a direct aspect to the seventh house from Lagna perspective because it is in the ninth house. So, will you be able to materialize that into action? That is dependent on the strength of the moon and this thing. But 2025 seems challenging from these two angles. Okay. And if you want to save it, my suggestion will be do Shiv Puja, do Hanuman Puja, and in the second half of the year, maybe last 3 months, focus on Ganesha. That'll help you. Okay. Sorry, I took some bit of more time because I wanted to make sure we address this. Okay, so you already asked the questions about remedies. Yes, I can see why the family life is challenging. Your Mercury is combust. And one famous astrologer, he keeps saying combustion means nothing. People don't understand the issue. It is causing issue. You are a live example. Second lord is getting combusted. Sun is itself debilitated. It is good directional strength for sun. That is good. But for marriage perspective, na, don't worry about sun's debilitation and all that stuff. For marriage perspective, just you being a female, just focus on Shiva because Saturn comes in control from Shiva. He got all the powers, all this Sadesati. Why is Saturn getting it? Because of Shivji. So there is a this story, this fable about it, right? And I want to deep dive into that direction, but you must not drop your guard or get too worried about Saturn. Just follow Shiva. Simple meditation, chanting, anything is going to be helpful. If not Hanuman, at least you have to do that for 2025 entire year. And I'm not saying because I'm adding that 2 to 5 and making 9 and Mars in no. Mars is exalted in your seventh house from Moon. Saturn is retrograded, debilitated, and it is the seventh lord both from Moon as well as from Lagna perspective. समझ रहे हो? So you have to, that emotion will be there, and a lot of suspicion is there in marriage as well. I'm 100% sure of it. So lack of trustworthiness. Anyways, I think we've answered all questions. Ananta, yeah, actually, this I don't take questions on this one, and I will answer because I see you are maybe a student. I don't want you to lose out. This is only for members, guys. 3, 3, 2004. Kapti, Kapti Pada, Orissa. Okay. So your question is about May 2025. May 25. Venus, Mercury, Mars. Venus, Mercury कहाँ है? यहाँ पे Mars. Okay, so Venus and Mars are having an exchange, and Mercury is your lugn lord sitting in debilitation. Oh, Venus, Mercury, Mars. So actually, you have very good possibility of cracking your competitive exam. Okay, very very good possibility. Very good possibility, especially if the dates are. I'll tell you, Venus, Mercury, Mars. I don't know if you have a Possibility is strong because Pratyantra Dasha is that of Mars, okay? Venus and Mercury I'm not very excited about, but Mars is going to give his fight. But Mercury is also your Lagna Lord, yaar. He's going to help you. Uh, Boss, very, very good possibility. You keep doing Ganesh Puja, Ganesh Chalisa until your examinations. Do Ganesh Puja as well as Hanuman Puja until your examinations. You have a decent chance to crack it. Some issue, I will not talk about it. You have a very strong chance of cracking it. Okay, you just don't drop the ball in terms of your preparation. And I don't want to put an idea in your head that which dates are the best, because if, let's say, I'm assuming dates come by the association itself, right? They will give the date, so you will get unnecessarily worked up कि अरे यार देव ने ये date नहीं बोला. So I will not say that, but I can just say that if it falls within that window, you are 100% going to crack it. I don't want to talk about that window. I just want you to spend these remaining 6 months in terms of putting one hell of a preparation, one hell of a fight, Ananta. Okay. And if you put that hell of a fight like a Spartan, God is going to help you. The universe is going to conspire you to make successful. So don't drop the ball, work hard. Okay. All right. I hope that has answered all the questions. And with that, we will wrap up today's session. I see some of my regular audience haven't turned up today. Maybe it is too cold on a December morning for them to join in. But thank you, everyone, for your participation. And see you soon, the week after next, which is, I think, 15th of December. All right. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.